We don't want to know.
All right, we got a special guest joining us. AC.
Yo. Meet
AC.
him.
How we doing, guys? Am I coming in hot?
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds
good.
Okay, cool. How we doing tonight? Sorry, I'm a little late.
That's all good.
Doing
man.
good. Doing good.
Talking some conspiracies.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
I sent this live to the Pritchard Pub, if that's all right.
Nice.
Get more eyes on it if possible. You know.
Thanks, brother. That's brilliant. I sent it to my peeps as well.
Sweet.
No
sweet.
problem here.
Charles,
Sweet.
stay out of it.
My wife will be joining us here in a few minutes. She's still getting ready.
Lol, good stuff.
Okay, no problem. Well, one thing I thought was interesting was the fact that it has the blackness comes from like this lichen that's like covering the rock, and like when you have lichen, you also have spores, and spores have been known to cause hallucinogenic effects. When ingested.
That's why they're all fucked in the head in Queensland.
Oh,
yeah,
there's Angel. She lives in Queensland.
Oh,
she's an exception to the rule. She's awesome.
Right.
Has she been to Black Mountain? Angel, have you been to Black Mountain? I'm curious. Super curious. Or any other cryptid.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what I found was the scientific explanations for the disappearances, the remoteness, the vast isolated area of Cape York, making it easy for people to become lost. There's crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles in the area, poses a significant threat.
But
alcohol intoxication. There you go. Hey, Wookie.
Hey, Wookie.
Lack of swimming skills. Many individuals who ventured in the area were not strong swimmers. And foul play. In some cases, human error or intentional harm may have been contributed. So that's the 5 theories as to the disappearances.
Yeah, well, the closest I've been to it was Port Douglas. I went up to Karen's.
Right.
Well, when you go there, this is the sign you're going to see, the welcoming mat, so to speak, for Black Mountain,
right,
which is in a national park.
Kalkajaka.
Yeah. Do you speak that dialect, Ray?
Kalkajaka?
Yeah. Kaka.
Yeah, kaka.
Is it is it true that the term abo is like the N-word?
It's derogatory. Yeah.
Like it's like if Brits use the C word, and we're like, oh,
yeah. My dad got me in trouble with that. I was working with the Aboriginal Council on their websites and that sort of stuff, and I put it out on Facebook. And my dad, being the old Zimbabwean Rhodesian, replies, "Hey, good luck with the Abo, son." I'm like, oh.
She's never been
Damn
there.
Those imperialists. Anyway.
Yeah, Rhodesians, man.
There you go.
But the other strange thing is people go into these mountains and they disappear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the intriguing part that really wanted me to talk about this subject.
Okay.
Yeah, you're a big disappearance guy, as I recall.
Yeah, I just think it's strange when people go into a mountain and then they don't come back, and then people go to look for them and then they don't come back.
This reminds me a lot of the I think they're called the Headless Mountains in Canada. If you guys are familiar with those. Northwest Territory. Headless Valley, that's what it was, the Headless Valley.
Yeah.
Just something very creepy about people going to like a mountainous region. I think there's something about it that's just in our DNA, Humanity's been around for a long time. I'm sure mountains weren't the first place that they chose to that they chose to live, and there's probably things that help humans up and stuff.
A little primeval, maybe. Yeah.
I found an article from ABC News. Says it'll haunt you forever. Traditional owners warn climbers of perils entering FNQ's Bermuda Triangle. And there's a video if you want.
Yeah, we can get into that too. Planes will fly near the area, and stuff will happen like the Bermuda Triangle, where their instruments will start spinning, and stuff like that. So they also call it the Australian Triangle because all that weird shit happens.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well, there is something that's interesting. In the Appalachian,
We're lagging.
interesting happenstances. Sorry, I'm like high quartz content in and I looked it up earlier. The Black Mountain geological composition is granite, which has been known to cause like recording of events and stuff like that. And there's a huge vein of quartz, white quartz, which is the same that you find in Appalachian places, especially those that where people record apparitions and things like that. So something about quartz in particular that seems to be present when weird, wacky stuff happens. So
Yeah, that's why
it
they use
evidently
that.
has a lot of quartz.
That's why they use quartz when they make Crystal Head vodka.
There you go.
Quartz is extremely it's extremely like valuable and unique in the fact that like it's super piezoelectric, which means you can just take vibrational waves and turn it into electricity. It's what
They use them in watches as well.
chips. They use like quartz is just very it's important. So like when there's a weird area like this and quartz is like one of the things, you got to take special note of it, I think.
Yeah, the crystal skulls were all made out of quartz.
Yup.
Yeah.
They just recently I think I don't know what it's called. This is like a foggy memory a little bit, but they recently just did that. They did like crystal memory storage, and they were saying something like a skull like is more than enough space to just store the entire internet or something like that. Like you could just, because it's just like it's like molecular storage, you know.
Yeah, it's called a crystalline lattice.
It was a drop of DNA too. Like DNA can do kind of the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff, man.
Wicked.
Yeah, crystal can both absorb energy and project it. It's been connected to a lot of really odd, odd happenstances, things like that. The new agey people always, when they go, they have crystals. All their crystals are quartz. They believe they have vibrations and stuff like that.
Dude,
So.
stop
In the
me,
pyramids,
man. You're pissing
a large
me off.
percentage of the pyramids is quartz. Like, sorry about that, guys. But anyway,
Look how eerie this place is, though. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, nice picnic spot, especially with the eerie screaming wind sounds. Yeah, just
Eric's
listening to
never even
recordings
heard
of
of
that
this.
was making a hair on the back of my neck raise up. Oh, really? Oh.
It's an upside down triangle.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Well, Bermuda Triangle, and it seems like every time there's disappearances, there's also a high happenstance of like magnetism present, and you always wind up with like weird magnometer things like that happening, so there's probably a lot of magnetism there because it's predominance of granite. So.
there's certain places on the earth that kind of have that effect. I don't know. People talk about like ley lines and vortices and focal points or whatever you want to call it or whatever. But yeah, there's something to that because of like the electromagnetic properties. The earth is rotating. There's the pull of the tides and stuff.
Supposedly it's
crazy
not
stuff.
rotating. It's flat Earth.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the
When I
sun
was
is
working
local.
on the mines,
Spinning like
when
a
I-
disc. Spinning
Yeah,
like a disc.
Yeah. Very
when
cool.
I was working on the mines, we'd go like 3 kilometers, almost 4 kilometers underground, and you'd
Right.
get to certain sections of the mine, and it would fuck with your instruments,
hmm
taking measurements and stuff.
Oh yeah. Several of the disappearances on the Bermuda Triangle, they claimed that they're like their readings started going wonky. Like a compass started floating. It's like that.
Yeah, all that kind of weird shit happens if you try to fly near it. There's also unique animals that live in this area that are nowhere else on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Black Mountain boulder frog.
Kind of like the Galapagos and some other unique regions like that has like its own life, basically.
Pretty much. Just a real interesting area.
Well, there's the Queensland tiger.
Yeah, the Queensland tiger is a cryptid that's similar to a tiger, but it's no way could you mistake it for a tiger.
Yeah, it's more of a size of a dog. It's a cat that's the size of a dog, more like a wildcat size or bobcat.
Right here.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Imagine coming across this motherfucker.
The tail looks strong. The artists went out of their way to make sure the tail was like thicker, like it has that prehistoric look to it because of that.
Well, it's because it's a marsupial. It's not the cat, not a cat species, really.
Gotcha.
He can whip you in the face with that, knock you out.
So this is like a crazy kangaroo more than it is a cat or like a tiger, right?
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Wow.
Has big claws.
Yeah.
Rip you apart.
Well, kangaroos are vicious. I don't know if you guys know that. They're really fucking vicious.
Oh yeah, they're psychopaths. Kangaroos are.
Oh.
And they're swole. They're fucking.
We got some at the zoo now at
Muscle.
Denver Zoo, and they just sleep all day.
Those are the fat ones. We're talking about the psychotic wild ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Bancroft talks about their habits.
I've seen videos where people are talking shit to kangaroos and stuff, and the kangaroo just like gets all in his face with his chest puffed out and stuff. It's like,
fuck you up,
dude. It's like that's a language humans understand. There's dudes at the bar that act like that, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a type of marsupial. The Queensland tiger. It's supposedly there's really not a lot of evidence to support it. It's more like folk tales, and people are like swear that it exists, but they also think that there may have been some cats brought to the island by incoming prisoners that got loose and got feral and got out into the. So Queens, there's definitely more evidence for the Tasmanian tiger than there is for the Queensland tiger.
Yeah, the Tasmanian tiger actually existed for sure. We know.
Yeah, there's visual evidence of it. There's actual footage.
I do have footage of that. You want to see that?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Where is he? Queensland tiger. Oh, there was a sighting supposedly of the Queensland tiger not too long ago.
So this would be kind of like the chupacabra of Australia, but not like I don't see. So the Queensland tiger looks intimidating, but not much more than like a bobcat or any other large. Think about a bear, man. Like bears are terrifying and way bigger than that thing.
I'd say the tiger's probably between.
Yeah, well, the
size of a lion.
Tasmanian tiger actually is a lot. Yeah, Tasmanian tiger is a lot scarier. It's a lot larger.
They're going to try to bring it back.
You can imagine that one rearranging the tail. Yeah,
they're going to try to breed.
Somebody
Tasmanian
needs to
tigers.
watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Somebody
We're
needs
gonna
to
live
watch
in Jurassic
freaking
Park, brother. We're
These
gonna live
fucking
in Jurassic
under a rock
Park.
or what?
We're gonna live in it.
Trying to
'cause
bring
that's-
this crap back from like extinction, and it's like,
Yep.
there's a reason it went extinct, guys. You know.
Yeah, check this out.
Oh man.
It was the largest carnivorous marsupial in Australia that lived in modern times. This footage shows the last captive thylacine, or Tasmanian tiger as it's also known, which died in Hobart Zoo in 1936. In 1982, the species was declared extinct. Now, scientists at the University of Melbourne want to bring it back from the dead using its DNA. Professor Andrew Pask is a marsupial evolutionary biologist and Tasmanian tiger expert. He's the lead researcher at the newly created Thylacine Integrated Genetic Restoration Research Lab. And the only reason this de-extinction can even be contemplated is because of new gene editing technology. Now, with the help of a $3.6 million philanthropic donation, the Tiger Lab, as Professor Pask calls it, is ready to right the wrongs of the past.
I guess a correction. The people in Melbourne are fucked in the head. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. It's like we want to play God, and whatever they create, that's not going to be a thylacine. That's not going to be a Tasmanian devil. It's going to be the modern version with some Tasmanian devil DNA in it. It's not going to be the same thing, you know.
Oh, sounds like you got one there.
Yeah.
Well,
Fatherhood now.
well, the thing about the Tasmanian tiger was the reason why it was hunted to extinction was it was a very vicious predator, very territorial, and it was like, you know, it was murdering the shit out of anything that came near it.
Yeah, I know.
So basically, that's why they wiped it out. They
Okay.
you know, it's one of the reasons why it got hunted to extinction.
Life is
I want
a
one.
joke.
There you
Probably
go.
going after all the livestock and everything, and like the dingoes are stealing all the babies.
Yep. A little bit worse than a dingo, I think, if it's killing everything that moves, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Seems
it's
like it has-
it's the size of a bull mastiff, I think.
Yeah.
If you look at the
Oh
perspective.
man, come that big?
Imagine, like, how obviously brutal does this thing have to be for all humans to, like, unanimously look around at each other and be like, let's just kill them all. Let's just kill them all.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Hey, let's bring it back. Hey,
Set up
let's
so I
bring
can
it
tell my
back.
stream too, asswipe. Hey everyone, I apologize for being a psycho. Literally,
Hey there, Angel.
I didn't think it was a real thing, but really, when you become a mom, no one fucking listens to you unless you're gutturally fucking screaming at them. Why is that?
You guys thought I was the metal vocalist. You can lay it down.
Can someone enlighten me? Because I mean,
There you
it's
go.
him too.
There you
The
go.
dogs, the kid, everyone. It's like
Hmm.
I can raise my voice and be like, you know, angry sounding too, but it's not till you're like that they're like, oh shit, she means it.
My turn's coming.
Maybe
Mine's
you
only
should
9.
learn that vocal style from that chick from Ginger. You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You're
God.
having a baby.
Yeah, Belmont's having a baby.
Yeah, Belmont's having a baby.
Yes, sir.
I had mine 9 months ago.
Wonderful. Boy or
Baby's got
girl?
little teeth at the bottom. It's actually quite cute, but he's biting the crap out of mom when she breastfeeds. So like,
Oh, I can't
like
imagine.
3 o'clock in the morning, I hear this like, ah!
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh,
I
shit.
tried so hard, but it was like I never could produce enough. It was like I would have had to be constantly pumping all day, fucking every day, and so
Yeah, we gave up on
unfortunately,
the
it didn't
pumps.
work.
The pumps are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's like breads and like particular oatmeals and that sort of stuff that you can eat as the mum, and it helps produce milk flow.
You know, they say that, and you know, a lot of fluids, and they even have like capsules. My friend gave me like the capsules, but my thing was, it was a really horrible 42-hour labor, and they broke my water without my consent at 3 and made me labor like 38 hours after that. So I had a really bad infection. And so like just leaning forward to pump, it was so painful that there was a lot of reasons to just be like, okay, it's okay. He's not going to die off formula. And
I've noticed a trend that they're inducing more often now. It's almost like baby popping out as part of a fucking KPI.
So that's what they did, but because of my uterine AVMs, I was so high risk, and being an hour from the hospital, they induced me at 39 weeks. But where they messed up is we found out after that the cord was wrapped all around both arms and legs, and that's why his heart rate was, but you could hear it like, and then it would drop to like 60, and it was terrifying. Oh. So instead of just giving me the emergency C-section, they said, maybe it's because of the induction drugs. So they kept putting me on and off of them. Like for 2 full days. It was just wild. Yeah. But
we made the decision, fuck you, we're going C-section.
Yeah.
For weeks I had like bruises on my arms from the missus holding my arms.
Bad contractions. It's you know,
we should do what the Try Guys did live on stream for all the guys.
Really?
You get those little pain pads and you put them in certain areas.
Oh,
and
yeah. You guys should
do that.
I will say though, I mean, every step of pregnancy, like they don't tell you, like people just don't talk about so much shit. Like the symptom that bothered me the most, besides being really sick all the time, is I always felt like there was some shit in my throat. So I kept swallowing all the time. Oh. Like what the fuck? I didn't, So it's like you have all those weird things, and then like I just, with the induction drugs, I believe that it's a lot worse, but I was having and I think it was because of my embolizations and things like that leading up to this, our pregnancy with Alexander. I had contractions so bad one time. I like fell down to the ground, and I looked down and my belly button was on the side and my stomach was so twisted up, and I was like fucking like horrified.
Are you scaring people now? People don't ever want to get pregnant and procreate.
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, we were talking about.
Do.
We were talking about.
I was just trying to get boobs back into the stream.
We were talking about marsupials.
You guys are like, I have baby fever. Belmont's having a baby. You just had a baby. Like, this fucker's not giving me baby fever. Not Andy, our baby, because he's toddler crazy person. Like, with my busted lower back, he will come over and like just drop his butt onto my back. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Not
kid?
Me, the kid. She's still talking about the kid.
No,
I was imagining like.
I thought he was talking about you.
Yeah.
But the toddler, the violence stage, and how obsessed they are with like
destroying things,
jumping on you and whatever. Like, I just want a sweet little baby again.
Yeah, she wants to leave this one with me and just take.
What about a sweet little baby Queensland tiger?
Yes.
Yes. That's what we were talking about.
I'd settle for that, I think.
Yeah. We were
put him in the cage with the cat.
There you go.
The Queensland tiger looks like it's technically closer. You guys said it was closer to like a kangaroo, right? Than like
check out this video. It'll explain.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow paranormal enthusiasts. Welcome to Queensland tiger. Mm-hmm. Spotted in the state of Queensland in eastern Australia. It is described as a large feline about the size of a small lion, with stripes on its back, a long tail, and very prominent teeth. It is also said to be a marsupial, meaning that they carry their young in a pouch, and it is said to have a horrible temperament. Many cryptozoologists have speculated that this may be a living Silocolio, which was a large feline endemic to Australia, and the features seem to match. Others speculate that it could be a Tasmanian tiger, which did not go officially extinct until 1986, against a Silecio, which went extinct 30,000 years ago. The first reported sighting occurred in 1871, with sightings being few and far between since the 1950s, with many people saying it might finally be extinct. Most of the reported sightings have come in the northeastern portion of Queensland. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my Queensland tiger video. I hope you enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I love it.
Oh, it's educational.
Yes.
So
Always.
it's kind of like the Loch Ness monster. People claim to have spotted once in a while out there. It's probably the cousin of the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah.
So, related to the same species or whatever.
One's
That
called a
just-
Thalassio and the other one's called a Thalassine. So
For
Yeah,
some reason,
they're-
I just visualized the Loch Ness monster and thought about Christopher Walken's head on the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. That'd be a good meme.
Yeah.
I think we should make that.
Yeah.
the Loch Ness monster.
The
Oh,
Loch
okay.
Ness.
See, Bunny, you wanted to make a show about cannabis and conspiracies. This is what you got.
Yeah.
He really
Speaking
is.
of which,
It's been him all along.
it's always been him.
The
It's always been
Walken.
with the Loch Ness.
I bet we could. Yes, celebrities as
Yep.
cryptids.
Yeah.
So they say so contrary to the thylacine, which they're going to Jurassic Park back into existence, this one is more of a cryptid that people spot sometimes, right? They claim to spot. They haven't found any remains. Is that the thing?
No one even has really, photographs or anything. They just say they see it really quick.
No, it's considered a cryptid.
Okay. And
For the layman's, define
Yeah.
cryptid.
just an unclassified species of creature that
Cryptid is a creature that may or may not exist. There's usually there's like verbal evidence, but there's not really a whole lot of physical evidence that it exists.
Okay.
I got a good comparison. It's the animal term for UFO, right? It's the
Okay.
creature term for UFO. Yeah. So like UFOs are filled with cryptids, technically, the aliens, in a way.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh, at least he's got her mail now.
yeah. He'll be occupied with the mail for a bit, but anyway.
Rip it up, buddy. I ain't paying those bills.
Hell yeah.
We usually with cryptids, it's like right on the edge. There's usually like a whole lot of like verbal evidence. There's a whole lot of lore. There's a whole lot of like like was maybe a photograph or a video that's hard to explain.
Bigfoot.
But then there's a
Loch
whole
Ness.
lot of people like that are creating stuff to kind of like really muddy the waters, and so what winds up being is like a whole lot of speculation, but not a whole lot of like actual physical concrete evidence.
Okay.
I'm gonna send all of my debt to the Black Mountain.
Make some really fun. Yeah.
Then it'll disappear.
Then it'll
Would you
disappear,
guys
yeah.
go to the Black Mountain and enter, or would you be scared to do that?
We would
I-
enter with our bills
I
and then leave right away.
No, I'd go to the Headless Valley to get some fucking gold, though.
I told him about the Headless
Yeah,
Valley.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's in the Black Mountain? Is there incentive to go there, like the Headless Valley, where there's gold, or is it just
Yeah, they say there's
some
gold
cool looking
in the valley.
mountains?
There'd be gold in them hills.
Yeah, like if there's diamonds to mine or some
Well,
kind
they
of cool
s- they-
stuff.
They said there's like quartz and like
Quartz,
black
okay.
stone, right, from the fungi.
Some-
Right?
Yeah.
And the algae and stuff.
Did you know it's fungi?
I like fungi though.
It's
It's
fungi.
funner to say.
That's how it's pronounced.
It's fungier.
Just
to
like
say.
it's Appalachian Mountains, not Appalachian.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tomato.
no,
Mhm.
it's always
Tomato.
No, it's
Tomato.
always tomato.
Potato.
Well, the thing about the like the mountains, the reason that kind of pulls people in is just I there's just like something very compelling about the edifice, the like the size of them, the fact that there's so much unexplored about them. They're always very mysterious, mountains just it's like, why do you climb a mountain? Because it's there. There's a lot
The
of
mystery.
truth to that.
Mm.
Oh, so you want to know more about the mountain? I got you.
I don't know what the psychological
Found in Queensland, Australia, a little more than 25 kilometres from Cooktown. There is a mountain that has earned itself a name due to its peculiar nature and mysterious witness reports. The mountain is known as the Black Mountain, and not only is it famous for strange and unexplained disappearances, but it also appears to be at the centre of strange unidentified creatures roaming the mountain alongside shadowy figures. Many locals have often reported seeing the ghost of a medicine man standing on the many different boulders that litter the mountainside, as if his spirit plays a hand in the strange occurrences. Alongside this, reports have been made that farmers and ranchers travelling through the area alongside their herds of cattle have completely vanished, with the herdsmen and the entire herds of animals never to be seen or heard from again. Commonly, it's been noted by pilots that instruments of the aircraft will begin to act strangely, and that compasses will no longer point in the direction required to give a proper bearing when flying over the location. The locals have often told stories of travellers of whom were hiking the location, and would trip or fall because they would feel as if hands would come from the ground and try to pull them underneath. Stories regarding the mountain are seemingly unending, and when asking any number of locals, stories will be told from many different perspectives, and witness accounts that seem to be impossible to understand. Some have claimed the mountain is completely abandoned by wildlife, and that animals will attempt to flee the area if they find themselves near. Others have claimed the mountain is living caves that will swallow up and digest anyone who enters. Over the years, people have told their stories when getting close to the mountain. There is the story of an alleged skinwalker that resides close by. Skinwalkers have been described by many people, but with encounters there usually follows a theme. They are said to be most commonly seen in their human form. This way they can lure in other humans. Some tribes don't like to talk about them as they're said to bring bad luck. It's said that if you venture too close you'll be chased away by this beast. Some have described it as being a 7-foot man with long skinny arms. Others have reported seeing black masses close to the mountain. But when these apparitions are approached they simply vanish. Whatever you believe, there's no denying the mountain is shrouded in mystery. So what do you guys make of this location? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
What up?
That
was
I'm gonna
awesome.
hit the mic. So you think there's skinwalkers living in them there hills?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some shadow people,
I'm sure.
aliens.
All
There's
of them.
probably a lot of shit.
It's all there.
Can you put our thing on mute quick while I rip this?
Oh, yes.
Why not?
Hey, you wanted to do a reunion. Wait, no, that was my idea.
Well, to draw the similarities between the Headless Valley and the Northwest Territory again, what it looks like is going on there is some sort of cryptid that lives underground, or it could just be people, right? Underground people, and they find bodies decapitated and stuff. So people go missing there. They go for the gold. They never leave. But it all points to like somebody living inside the hills or the mountains, like the hills have eyes shit, but like underground, because that would be like one of the best explanations. And the terrain accounts for it. So do you know if there's any sort of, it looks like there'd be caves and stuff. It's like really rocky.
Yeah, there's definitely caves. The earlier video showed if there's caves. And that weird whistling sound is because of the cave system in the mountains. Because there's a lot of pass-throughs and stuff like that.
And see, I don't know if like skinwalker types are seen in Australia. I've always been curious about that. Do other continents have like similar cryptids as us? You would assume not, but then it's really fascinating when similar things pop up. Like she mentioned shadow people. That's more of just like a paranormal thing in my mind, less of a cryptid, more of like a paranormal thing, because those are like everywhere. I think that's what they refer to incubuses and succubuses as, is like your paralysis demons and like shadow people and stuff like that.
Hatman. Don't forget
Yeah.
about Hatman.
Yeah.
Did you save that clip to play? Because there was somebody noticed a black shadow figure in the background of a docu that they were watching.
About Black Mountain?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to play that right now, actually.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's just weird. When you think about it, natural thing gets off this note of B flat. Black rocks, except 54 octaves below the lowest note on a piano. That's just weird. When you think about it, no other natural thing gets off this note of B flat. When you think about it, no other natural thing gets off this note of B flat. Makes you wonder.
You see that? It's like a shadow. It's a shadow person almost. But
Dude, I was just going on a fucking picnic. What's wrong with these people?
Right. I always wondered, is it the objects that are haunted, or is it the area that's haunted, or is it the people?
I think it could be any, and maybe some more than others, but that's just my opinion.
It's always fascinating.
Any kind of, there was something we were watching, I think it was in Oregon, about like they were recording this noise they heard and they had it analyzed, and it's not human for sure. They can't figure out what it is. Things like that really wig me out. And like, I don't know if you've seen like the trumpet sounds playing. Yeah, this is like all over the world. It's happening all the time now.
The judgment trumpets, the doomsday trumpets.
Short bus.
Yeah. Oh, and to clarify that sound that she said that they it was like some campers in Oregon that heard like a creature outside their tent.
Yeah.
But anyway, what were you saying, Bunny?
Well, there's something that we haven't talked about yet. There's is audible frequency. Talking about how how everybody feel when they go to the Black Mountains, they all feel like it's eerie feeling or something like that. If there's like whistling through that's causing a sound, there could be a sub-audible sound being created that's below the bass range, which would definitely cause the eeriness. Everybody knows that within a certain frequency range, you causes different effects on the body. And it could also cause confusion. It could also cause, feelings of eeriness or distrust or even fear. So if it's causing stuff within the range that you can hear, it's probably also causing frequencies that you can't.
Yeah.
So
sound is vibration. Vibration is very physical. So it would, in theory, could affect your entire body. So everything about it. Yeah.
Anybody's ever listened to death metal knows that.
Yeah. my first sub bass drop at a live concert, man, nothing beats it. Nobody ever tells you about it. Or at least when I was growing up, nobody ever told me about it. But like, yeah, as soon as I went to that first live show, I walked into it was a festival. I walked into the hockey rink where they were having all the metal bands play, and it just surprised me, man, because it's like, oh, I didn't even think music could like work this way. It's almost like something switched on. I was like, because it's like, it's rhythmic. You know what I mean? It's exaggerating a part, like punching a part in. And I was like, oh, this makes sense, and the rest is history. But I digress. Sorry.
A subwoofer can make your heart skip beats and stuff like that. I mean,
dude,
it can literally like kill you.
There's always the brown note too. That whole thing.
I'm playing with.
Some people try to say it's not a thing, but
I'm playing with my dog, trying to get him to make these cryptid noises, and that was the wettest sneeze.
Yeah, he sneezed in her face instead. Yeah.
No, he sneezed all over my. Yeah, it's actually really funny if I can get him to do it.
Yeah.
You'll know
when
you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
And Laura B is here.
Yeah.
Well, that most events or things like this that happen, they could have like just a confluence of things like maybe low grade radiation, energy caused by crystals, audible sound going through the cave system. It could be just a combination of all these things at one time coming together that's creating this whole entire phenomenon,
And for those who don't know, this is a very real thing. The U.S. government used this type of stuff in the Gulf War or Desert Storm. There's stories of right when we like saw each other. The front line was formed. Like essentially the U.S. government just kind of went whoosh with their satellite dishes on the back of Humvees. And the other side just started freaking out. They said their skin felt like it was on fire. They were like crapping themselves. They were going nuts, and they just dropped their weapons and surrendered. They're just like, please make it stop, and that's what they can do since the 90s. It's a real thing. It's wild stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
If anybody hear Bruce Dickinson hit a high note, if you don't feel that, that'll show you the power of sound, right?
Yes. So I mean, if there's some sort of natural structure
How are you being so
that
quiet?
creates a vibrational thing or an and there's a lot of quartz that could make it very electromagnetic in a lot of ways. There's a lot of things
How are
of
you gonna
interest
get down,
here,
honey?
is what I'll say.
We got some new people joining us. Vulcan's here.
Also with the spores.
Yep. What's up with that, right? Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the pyramids in a way. A lot of the elements are there, except there's not any fungi around the pyramid area that we know of. We do know that the Sahara used to be really green and lush and verdant, and there's Mega Lake Chad under the Sahara, which is evidence of like a huge inland sea that used to exist there in the middle of just...
Well, if you go sort of southwest of the Sahara, you've got that big circular structure which they now believe was whatchamacallit, that city, Atlantis or something like that.
Well, we just covered the mummy's curse, and they're talking about the spores that were probably in the tombs that caused people to have respiratory problems or deaths later.
The mummy's curse
might have been there,
quote unquote, the mummy's curse.
Right.
Yeah.
And it could be just completely, totally just like a mold spore that was in the tomb when they opened it up, and it just became this thing. But it could just been something as simple as a spore. You got a whole entire freaking mountain covered with them at Black Mountain, so lichens. So I mean, it's just a good combination of all these things,
Just to carry on a little bit more into the subject of mountains too, we know historically that you can look at a lot of esoteric traditions and religions and know and see the stories about how sacred mountains tend to be historically. Like it's the angel always comes down on the mountain. The origin story always starts from them emerging from the mountain. Whatever it is, it's always the mountain's always involved. So there's when you combine this many weird elements in one place and then just keep that in the back of your head where it's like mountains are important regardless. So it's like, it really just makes you think like, is this natural? Yeah. Like what happened here? Like, what's the story here? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it could wind up being a yes to everything, and it's just a confluence of everything together that creates this phenomenon,
Yeah.
So,
well, the quartz really,
and humans just made up a whole bunch of lore to like justify it, but it doesn't mean it's not something very real there. But it's like what is Arthur C. Clarke said, that technology can be sufficiently advanced enough it looks like magic. This could just be something. The supernatural could just be science that we haven't figured out yet,
Well, that's how it usually goes, because if you go back, science that we know today was considered magic, way back.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, I heard a great quote the other day. Science is how you explain magic. I love that quote. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. Science is how you explain magic. Yeah. Like, oh, damn.
Gravity is real.
Yeah. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Well,
a lot of, like,
we
even
think we're scientifically advanced, but the truth of the matter is we're just scratching the surface.
Oh man, we're not even close. Not even close. And we're still
Agreed.
fucking the species.
Agreed. I mean, we're talking about like humans could be just very, very advanced robots, bro. Like, and by robot, I mean just like to the point where, like, think about how our bodies operate. They
like
operate. Yeah,
perfect machines.
that's how. Where do you think we got the idea to make a robot by studying natural things? So it's very interesting when you really get down to the nitty gritty, because it's like, if you had a super futuristic, like cyborg type, unrecognizable, automaton, it would be biological. I think it would be super biological. Yeah, I think personally.
Well, we still. I saw this morning where they're talking about that. Talking about how the brain doesn't have a lag time. If the brain is a computer, then why doesn't it have a lag time?
Did you guys
smoke marijuana?
Yes,
it has a lag time.
Yeah,
we're so far away from figuring out how all this works.
Did you hear they just grew tiny brains in a lab, then artificially aged them to the point where they got Alzheimer's and dementia, just so that they could experiment on these tiny brains and reverse the effects of Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, this means that we could put our brains and shit in a jar, and as long as we can keep it alive forever and reverse that effect of Alzheimer's, in theory, we could live forever as a brain in a jar. Now, furthermore, because they can
Futurama, boom,
exactly, and Fallout,
yeah.
Furthermore, since you can grow a brain, they're looking at ways to, like, you can use brains for processing power, and it's super cheap because it just it's powered on calories and electrolytes instead of like electricity, right? So it's super.
And you don't have to worry about EMPs either.
Electrochemical impulses. Yeah.
So like, I'll just fast track it. Like, I'm talking mother brain in a giant jar in a nuclear power plant, like powering everything, like, and just running everything for us. Or like, you just have that at the center of a spaceship, right? Or whatever machine. Every car has a little brain in it somewhere, right? Every phone has a tiny little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just more efficient for computing. It's just wild to think about, and that's a real thing. Like, that's not like, oh, I saw that on TikTok. That's like, there's journals releasing papers about it right now and stuff, and the people who did it get a prize.
So taking it back to the topic, you got this whole situation where there's a supernatural phenomenon with a lot of lore and mythology surrounding it, and it's basically all this is like made up by humans, trying to explain this strange edifice that seems to be all this strange stuff is happening to. And all it could simply be is just like, scientific explanations they just haven't figured out yet, But
yeah,
or it could be supernatural. Who knows?
Well, I do say, I will say, a lot of our ancients tend to find these very mystical, natural places and then enhance them, right?
Yeah.
Like the pyramids have a system of tunnels and, like basically underground rivers under it. It's very notable places where a lot of pyramids and monuments are found.
Oh yeah.
So you never know.
A lot of ancient technologies that are, we're just now like rediscovering, or actually, things like the pyramids were like power cells or whatever, located at a strategic place across the planet. You got places in South America with a pyramid, and you got the Egypt pyramids, and you got other pyramids in Southeast Asia and things like that. And when you look at them equidistant across the map, they seem to be strategically placed. And so who knows what ancient mankind was capable of, right?
Yeah, like the ley lines.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And they actually do, when you mathematically calculate it all out on like a globe model, It actually starts. I'll say it's enough information to raise eyebrows when you see where all this stuff is found on the planet. But what I was gonna say is, did you guys know that there's like thousands of pyramids between basically from Central America. There's some in America too, by the way, but between Central America all the way down to the tip of South America, thousands just in the jungle. Thousands. They had millions of people in their population.
Yeah.
And all these conspiracies are coming out in the chat now.
Yeah. Well, we had that in the UK as well.
Yeah.
The London fires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of us on the panel are high.
No, I'm caffeinated. Sorry, I'm boring.
I'm entirely straight. So
I'm blazed. I'm blazed.
T-Bunny's straight, y'all. Watch out.
It's in the name. It's in the name. I'm in a blaze, you know. So got it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I'd like to have a balance though of cannabis and conspiracy.
Oh, everything in moderation. Holy shit. Is that your bong?
Yeah.
No, it's not my bong. It's actually
it's the cutest little shot vac I've ever seen.
And future bong.
Turn that into a bong. Holy crap.
Yep, future bong.
Gravity bong, vacuum gravity bong.
Vacuum gravity bong. Sounds intense, dude.
I've been stoned since '97.
Yeah, dude.
I guess he didn't get the memo.
Yeah, the only way I'd ever get stoned is if I was caught in adultery in ancient Judea.
Well, you gotta at least try it one time before you die.
Yes, sir.
Just once.
Nope, I'd like it too much. You'd never get. I'd never come back from it. So.
Now back to the subject, since we veered off. There has been sightings of said Queensland tiger, but no one ever seems to get a picture like you were talking about earlier. There's a lot more evidence for the Loch Ness monster, because you're always seeing stuff in the water and waves and something popping its head out or whatever, a tail, a trail it's making, whatever, waves, and you see all this evidence. Now they got the those lock cameras set up that are capturing a lot of things, and everybody's got a camera on their phone now, but no one's really captured the Queensland tiger, but people always claim to see it. I mean, it could be quick. I mean, by the time you see it, you can't even get your phone out quick enough to hit the record button, and it's already up a tree or wherever the hell it does, running away. There's probably not that many of them if there are still around, or maybe it's being mixed up with the Tasmanian tiger, which was actually a real thing. So maybe they're not extinct. Maybe there's a few of them left in that region.
Speaking about going up in a tree, I've got to head out. I've got Google.
All right.
Ray. Hey, thanks for hanging out, brother.
Thanks for having me. Take care, guys.
Bye. Give your baby a big snuggle. A sweet bundle.
I gotta give a shout out to that comment. The Queensland tiger is Prince Andrew, right? From the Wee Pasty.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The whole royal family is satanic. We could do an episode on that.
Did you see? Not to get
Oh, I got 2 flies that were fucking.
First time on television.
Anyway, I forgot what I was. Oh, yeah. They probably are on the Diddy party list and stuff. I'm starting to realize some stuff with that, man. Like when you look at who everybody kind of gravitating around the Diddy list endorses politically, for example, it all starts making sense, and that's all I'll say. It all starts kind of making a little sense there.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a white party?
There's a Venn diagram there. Yeah.
Oh no, my wife is threatening to diddle me. I might have to take her up on that later.
Anyway.
Anyway, Queensland tiger spotted, like, but not captured. You know, I have a solution for this. I think if you encourage tourism, if you encourage people to go camping way out there where it's spotted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's morbid a little bit because you might get like some disappearances, or you know, maybe somebody can't pull their phone or their gun out quick enough. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's why in America we have so many, a little bit more evidence than that for like Bigfoot and stuff. There's just so much.
You're running out of time, and I want to play this last video about a guy who supposedly saw one in the wild.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
A Brisbane family is convinced they've got a marsupial which reportedly died out thousands of years ago, living in their bushland backyard. Sightings of the mysterious Queensland tiger in the state's far northern rainforests have been logged, but never one this close to suburbia.
Those grainy black and white images are all we have left of that strange dog-like marsupial which once roamed Tasmania as well as the mainland. Or are they?
Oh, I'd love to prove them wrong.
The thylacine, or Tasmanian tiger, was hunted to extinction early last century because of its liking for graziers sheep. But the Smith family at Shayla Park are convinced its near cousin, Thylacoleo, or Queensland tiger, is alive and well and living in a big bush reserve over their back fence.
And had definite black stripes down the side of it, and the tail was long and straight as well, so not like a normal dog's tail or a fox's tail.
Sean even chased it once, but only once.
It started growling at me, but it sounded like a mountain lion, like growling.
The close encounters started about 6 years ago, but the Smiths gave up telling anyone about it because of the reactions they got.
We'd tell people and they'd just go, yeah, right. Sort of, what have you been smoking, that kind of thing.
Nutty? Well, here's something else. If the Queensland tiger's out there, it's got a friend.
I know there's more than one here, so hopefully they're breeding as well.
Shayla Park or Jurassic Park. But as far as the experts are concerned, they're telling us, show us the photos.
I'd have to see it to believe it. If she could show me a photo, I'll let her know what it really is.
The Smiths say their next mission is to get that photo, or better still, moving pictures.
It's just our own little thing that's happening here all the time.
It would be nice to think that they are still out there.
Yes, it would. Tim Collins, 10 News.
What do you think? Full of shit?
Well, Australia is mostly uninhabited, and so there's great tracts of land that aren't where nobody's living, and so it's entirely possible that there is a species still out there somewhere. You know, there's really a lot of Australia that's just not inhabited at all.
Right.
So, I mean, if there's any place on the planet where a supposedly extinct species could still be living and thriving away from the view of man, it would be probably Australia. So,
I'd agree with that for sure. And you know, just because they haven't seen it, maybe they did see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is.
I gotta make a Mecca one day to the Holy Land of Australia.
Well, yeah, it's got great tracts of land. Yeah. Thank you for that, Shadowhawk.
What's up, Shadow?
W. Patsy says the guy looks like he has an iron deficiency. So,
how would you know that?
Possibility. Well, he was pretty pale. It had like dark rings under his eyes. That's probably why.
Well, maybe he doesn't get enough sun.
Right? Just a vampire Could be a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
he
things.
lives in Australia.
Did you hear about this new company where you can actually order sunlight to any location?
Yes, dude. The future's now, man.
You can. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. Doesn't matter. You tell them where you want sunlight, and they will have a satellite with mirrors bounce the sun to that area, to that location where you want it. I think starting next year.
Somebody's been watching The Simpsons.
No, they really have a.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Look it up. I thought it was the
What?
craziest shit I ever heard.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk is like got rockets landing on their own, so you know.
Yeah, like
who the heck knows?
skyscraper size. Yeah, it was wild. Did you see the videos of the mirror, the daylight at night mirror satellite?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, wild shit, shit. And the whole idea is to keep like crops. You can keep crops growing. You can do a lot of stuff basically.
You know, like set a Hawaiian neighborhood on fire.
Exactly, or like solar panels,
except for blue houses or blue roofs.
Yeah, except for the blue roofs. Yeah. It's like the ion cannon from Command and Conquer. The Brotherhood of Nod. No, was it the Brotherhood of Nod? No, they had nukes. That's what it was.
There you
the
go.
ion cannon was the good guys. They had that. The good guys. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Time to wrap this up, I think.
Okay.
Sounds good.
No problem. Thank you all for coming.
Hey, thanks for having us.
I missed the whole damn thing.
You were here for a good chunk.
Why is our life so
You're
crazy?
gonna have to watch the rerun, the replay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
I always do, and then I have so much fucking input.
Yeah.
I should just comment more, because then it'll boost it.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm like, no one gives a shit what I have to say after the fact.
They do.
But
And you never know, like 5 years from now. You never know. It's logged. It's in.
well, I do want to boost it. Every time I see any videos from, because like I'll sub to you guys and everyone on all of our channels, our personal ones and everything in Pritchard Pub. And so every time I see like little shorts or everything, when they come up, I like it. I try to go seek them out and do that, but there's so many. Did you guys come to any fun conclusions before we go about the cryptid?
It could be just because
Not really.
of the nature of Australia. It could exist.
I'm on the fence. I think it could be, the Tasmanian tiger getting confused with the Tasmanian other one, and just misidentification.
Yeah,
but there's no evidence. You're just going off people's words.
And that's exclusive. The Tasmanian devil is exclusive to Australia too, isn't it?
One actually existed. The other's like a cryptid.
Yeah,
and like a bigger version.
Well, Tasmania, it's actually a country. It's an island outside of Australia.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Well, I won't keep it. I just missed everything about the cryptid. Basically.
Do a reaction video.
Yeah.
Good idea.
There you go.
A reaction to the stream that I was.
Yeah. And then you just talk shit about yourself. The whole time.
I'm going to. Yeah. Like, who's that bitch yelling at her kid? I would never do that.
No, of course.
Probably get more views than us too.
Well, I mean, I do feel really bad. We're trying to get shit shifted in our life so we can actually stream and not have to have our screaming kid in the background.
Yeah.
It's a process,
but we really appreciate you guys always, and you're always a really fun time to talk to and hang out with. So.
And this is right up my alley. So.
But you know what? This is the first time I've streamed with
T-Bunny.
Like telepathic bunny.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? I'm like transatlantic bunny.
Transcendental.
Bunny.
I'll go with transcendental bunny. That works. Anyway.
Tinfoil bunny.
That's his alter ego. No, that's his nemesis.
There you go. There you go.
Because think about it. It blocks the telepathic, right?
Dude, nothing. I laughed so hard when we were watching some stream with Eric July, and Eric June came up,
Eric June,
and it was like him with the fucking mustache.
It was just
Dude,
Eric
that
July
shit
with the
was
fake.
So funny.
And Eric July has a full beard, so it was him with a fake mustache over the beard, and it was Eric June sent a super chat, and it was like, you know, it's me, your nemesis, or whatever. And I don't know. It took me off guard, but that's Anyway,
good times. We're gonna make one for you now.
Everybody has a nemesis.
Yeah, I'll make sock.
Evidently.
All of us.
Yeah.
I'm my own nemesis, though. You know, it gets awkward sometimes.
I need an evil Belmont. I already have a sock puppet, so I guess I need an evil twin or something next.
Yeah, you're weaponized werewolf in real life, so to speak, right?
Whining.
Is that his nemesis, or is it just like another character?
Yeah, he is the villain. He is the favorite of the black military. Yes, complex.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a theory. C.A. Pence, the author C.A. Pence, is my nemesis because it's like the opposite of AC, and it's weird because like he always every single week he guesses what movie I submitted to the Iron Seas
And votes for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
it's really fucking weird at this point. Like I can let it go the first 5 times, guys, but we've done like a lot of episodes at this point, and a vast majority of them he just like guessed it right off the bat, and I'm like, it's just. I think he tapped my house. You know, he has like my phone like on a database somewhere. He's like watching me with little hummingbird cameras, you know, in the bushes and stuff like that.
Right.
And yeah. I'm convinced anyway. That's my nemesis. C.A. Pence, I'm watching you, buddy.
He's a good nemesis to have.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
This show went really off the walls.
It
liked
got a little bit.
And it always will if we have anything to do with it.
Yeah. For real.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming, everybody for joining us in the chat, all that good stuff.
Love you all. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for tuning in and having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am here.
We'll see you next time on Cannabis and Conspiracies whenever we do another one. Remember, the truth is high.
High.
Yes.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
When I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it, and didn't inhale, and never tried it again.